समर्पण को तेरे प्रणाम, समर्पण को तेरे प्रणाम। ममता का तू है दूजा नाम, समर्पण को तेरे प्रणाम। आपदा से ये रण जो तू है लड़ रहा, मौत का बढ़ रहा कारवां, तेरे हाथों से ही जग का आशीष है, तेरा जीवन तेरा ना रहा। इस पथ पर चले ना रुके ना डरे, विश्व तेरा ऋणी हो गया। सूरज की तरह तू अखंडित रहा, तेरा जीवन ही है प्रेरणा। समर्पण को तेरे प्रणाम, समर्पण को तेरे प्रणाम। ममता का तू है दूजा नाम, समर्पण को तेरे प्रणाम। मृत्यु औरों की है, हम सदा है यहाँ, आज हमने ये भ्रम खो दिया। पल पुकारे हमें, ढूंढ खुद में जरा, जीवन की ये क्या है जुबान। आदतों में बंधा मन ये अंधा हुआ, दोहराएंगे ना गलतियाँ, ज़ाया होगी नहीं तेरी कुर्बानियाँ, तेरे साथ है हम यहाँ। समर्पण को तेरे प्रणाम, समर्पण को तेरे प्रणाम। ममता का तू है दूजा नाम, समर्पण को तेरे प्रणाम, समर्पण को तेरे प्रणाम, समर्पण को तेरे प्रणाम।
Namaskar to everyone. So, that's our gratitude to all the men and women across the world consciously risking their lives for everybody's well-being. When the health ministry in India offered double salaries for all nurses and doctors, they came out and refused. I think of over 100,000 deaths in the world, over 5,000 have been of medical professionals. Here is a little poem for you. It's called Shameless. A peacock with his magnificent plume, a masterpiece of color and form, without compare, has to let out high-pitched calls to get attention to his immense beauty. Living in this world that is distracted beyond words and clueless of the many rewards of keenness of attention. In challenging times that we are, if you have something of value that could benefit life in smallest ways, stand up and shout shamelessly. Well, tomorrow morning 10 o'clock, the Prime Minister is addressing the nation with whatever policy shifts that will be made for the coming few weeks. A few states have gone ahead and anyway announced a full lockdown. That includes Tamil Nadu, where Isha Yoga Center is. So, as far as we are concerned, we continued the lockdown till 30th of April. In the rest of the country, will there be small relaxations for certain type of activities or not is something we will know by tomorrow. I think there will be, because it is harvesting season in certain parts of the country, in the north. So, there could be relaxations for that, and also there could be relaxations for certain manufacturing segments, that partial operations of industry, they wanted to start so that post-April, they will be able to get fully into production stage. So this is like a small step in that direction. But everything is still fluid and up in the air because subject to the mood of the virus and how responsibly all of us behave. Because how much load will be on the nation and the world and the infrastructure, the medical infrastructure that is in the world, largely depends on how responsibly we conduct ourselves, how effectively we ensure that the virus doesn't come to us. Even within Coimbatore city, certain areas have been completely shut off, totally. Certain areas have been blockaded because they found some cases and they're responding like this, which is the only way to do. Fortunately, still the number of people infected and also the number of fatalities is very much in control in India, and also the curve is little bit flattening out. The effect of lockdown is showing. Fortunately, even in United States, the fatalities have kind of flattened out. It was 2,000 a day, it's kind of come down a little bit, but the number of infected people, the number of people in ICUs, that number I think has gone up. So, we still don't know which way it's going. Because these are large countries, India, United States, these are very large countries. What happens in one… it's like, compared to many other nations, every state is like a nation. So, in United States, you can say there are 50 nations. In India, there are about 28 nations in terms of states, because the population and the geographical space is such that we cannot really look at the numbers for the entire nation. Right now, I think whatever is happening in United States, maybe, I'm not clear about the numbers, but at least 50% could be just from New York State. The rest of the country may not be going through the same thing because there is substantial geographical distances, and if people behave responsibly, it can be contained where it is. So, here we are, and this situation should not go waste. So many people's lives gone, that should not go waste. So many have died, over 100,000 people have died. We should not let this go waste. We must use this time. There's another 16 to 17 days here in India and for all of us. As I said earlier, every one of us should strive at least 10% upgrade in who we are, physically, mentally, emotionally, in terms of our competence of what we are doing. 10% upgrade, the whole world will be a better place to live, believe me, if everybody becomes 10% better than who they are. And well, in the spiritual communities this exists, but if everybody takes this on, every year you take 2 or 3 weeks off for an upgrade for yourself, physical, mental, emotional and competence upgrade, if you do for yourself consciously, this may be happening without being very conscious about it in the process of one's work and life. But I'm saying a conscious break just to upgrade yourself, if everybody takes this, I think in a few years we wouldn't regret this pandemic because we will have a much better humanity and that's the only way forward. So the losses that we have taken in terms of life, the losses that we will take in terms of economic losses and the amount of social disruption that will happen out of this, we must compensate this with upgrade of human lives, because ultimately that's all that matters to us. I think there are questions.
This question is from Prashant. Namaskaram Sadhguru. While we are alive with this body and mind, we keep on accumulating karma. I want to know, when we lose our body and mind, is it better time to handle karmas?
Is he infected? No. Well, there are many of you out there, I'm just thinking how to set a context for this, because this question involves too many things. To put it simply, to put it very simply, when you put something very simply, there could be loopholes. If any of you who are watching online, if you find a loophole, come back with a question tomorrow, we'll continue this karma business. If you do not know this, just there's another 2-3 hours of work for me to complete the karma book, which will go into publication in United States and rest of the world. So this has been on for more than a year and it should be complete in the next few days. So, what is karma? See, karma is the information or the memory which happens at various levels, which makes you who you are. You are who you are only because of the karmic memory that you carry. Then when did it become a problem? It became a problem because you got identified with that memory. Like even now in your life, only way less than 1% of your memory are you really conscious of. Over 99+ % is existing in you unconsciously. To what extent means, well, in spite of all kinds of efforts, you will see the memory within you plays out in its own way. Genetic memory, karmic memory, right from childhood, every small thing. Like for example, let us say, yesterday you ate a meal and this doesn't happen at the yoga center, but let us say you're somewhere else and you opened your meal and there you found a live cockroach or a mouse or something. It happens in some places. Well, today, if we offer you a meal, that memory will make you behave in a certain way. And this memory may make you behave in a strange way every time a meal is served to you. So the more you get identified with that one experience, you have eaten I don't know how many. Let's say you lived for 50 years and you ate 3 meals a day, how many is that? 365 into 50 into 3, whatever that is, that many meals you have eaten. Everything was fine, just one meal, you had something wriggling in your food. Now that will dominate. Every time you're served a meal, that memory comes back, and after some time it's not even a conscious memory, you're just careful about it. So this is what memory does to you. After some time, you're not even thinking about it, it will make you behave in strange ways. I'm saying that's why you all are such strange creatures, because the various kinds of unconscious memories making you behave in particular ways. So this entire dimension of karma becomes significant on the spiritual path because you're looking for transformation. To transform means to change the very shape of who you are, to make yourself in such a way that your shape is of least resistance. The shape that you have taken is such, it will allow you to pass through life and death effortlessly. You have taken on that kind of a shape which will become available to the process of dissolution naturally. That is the kind of shape you're trying to take. So you're trying to transform, that means you're trying to take on a different form than the way you are. Your present form is a consequence of very complex amalgamation of memories which have come to you through 5 senses, which have come to you through genetics, which have come to you through evolutionary process. There are various dimensions, 8 dimensions of memories are there, all these are in one way karmic. Though we call a particular memory karmic because that is an active process. Let me not go too much into technicalities, as I said, if you've managed to find gaps, tomorrow question you can ask. So now you're trying to change the form of who you are, the very way you are. The person that you are, that is, essentially you're trying to make yourself into that kind of a person who does not become an impediment in your process of liberation or dissolution. Right now, if you have strong sense of I am this, I am that, then you yourself are a impediment, you yourself are a block, you don't need any external help, you're on self-help. So spiritual sadhana means just this, you're trying to make yourself into that kind of a form where you are not an impediment. There are other issues with the creation which we have to deal with. This is the significance of sitting with a guru, that you only have to deal with your own issues. The existential issues, he will deal for you, that's what it means. The existential dimensions which are not in your consciousness, which are not in your experience, that is what he is supposed to deal with. He is not here to give you psychiatric advice on a daily basis. Sadhguru, I'm feeling like this, what to do? Sadhguru, this is happening, what to do? I'm not getting along with the person in, my roommate, I can't get along, what to do? He is not here to address that, unfortunately he does this one. Just because I am sitting on a couch, people have mistaken me. And they keep asking psychiatric questions all the time. No, those are things you're supposed to deal with, you've been given tools to deal with that. Inner engineering is just a tool. If you implement it today, 100%, you will see this is the end of your psychological problems. Yes, Sadhguru, I did in engineering, but it is but because you are not implementing it. You think inner engineering is a qualification like BA, BSc, MSc, PhD. I did inner engineering, I did Bhavaspandana, I did Hatha Yoga, I did Shunya, I did Samyama, but still Sadhguru, I have problem. That means we gave you some tools to tighten some screws. Instead, you're poking it in your nose and it bleeds. Yes Yes, that's all that's happening. So, that part is not about dissolving your karma. That part is just facilitating that you are available to the process. To the real process that needs to happen, you're available for that. That's all you're supposed to do, to become available. Now, what's his name?
Prashant.
Oh, Prashant. Prashant has a special significance for me because, you know, the house where I grew up, my dad's place, my father's place was named Prashant, boldly written. So everybody used to sometimes refer to us as, oh, that Prashant family. So this Prashant Prashant means always peaceful. So he's asking this question, shall I deal with these things after I'm dead? Well, this happened. This happened in a French university. The professor of history was explaining to the students that before the revolution, the law was so cruel to common people that if you stole a chicken, one hand would be cut for the first offense. Second offense, the second hand would be cut. Third offense, they would take your head off. So a student who was in the back seat, back bench, asked, how would somebody steal a chicken after both hands have been cut? So, you lost your body and you lost the discerning mind. Now, how do you handle your karma? The most significant dimension of your present existence, even if you have the infection, you're still alive to ask the question. The significance of this aliveness is, you have a discerning mind. I want you to understand this. This is the most significant dimension of being human, that you have a discerning mind, that you don't have to react instinctively like other animals do. You can think through the issue and respond the way you want, no matter what your instincts say. So once you have lost this with the process of death, then your ability to handle that is over. You cannot handle anything. You just function only by tendencies. See, just some time ago, all these leaves were dry and falling down, now all the fresh leaf has come. Even a dry, dead leaf is going somewhere, but it is not deciding where to go. Where the wind blows, it goes there. That's what you will become when you're dead. You will not decide where to go. It's only now. It is now, when you're alive and you still have a discerning mind working, even if it is partially working, still you have a discerning mind. Now you can decide where to go. This privilege of where my life should go, this privilege will be taken away the moment you have lost your body and your discerning mind. One must know this. This is the value of being human. When you were a monkey, you did not have a discerning mind. When you were a reptile, you did not have a discerning mind. Now that you become a human being, no matter what sort you are, "Yes, Sadhguru, but I am whatever sort you are, you have a discerning mind. You may not be using it, you may be storing it to use it post-mortem, you know. I'm saying you will not have it. This is the only period where you can use it. This is the only period where you can navigate your life where you want. Beyond this, it is only by tendencies, other forces will decide." Well, Sadhguru, can you fix it? If I die, will you fix all my karma? No. If you have dissolved it to a point where the shell has become very thin, then yes. Otherwise, we can bless you to come back in a, as a mouse in a rich granary where there's a lot of food. No, I'm just being cruel, just like that, you know. Because I want you to understand that to make any intervention, existentially relevant intervention, not telling you advice, not giving you teaching, proper intervention, a life must be at an appropriate place. Otherwise you just cannot intervene, nobody can, I'm telling you. But if one has strived, brought it to a place where there is minimum amount of stuff, that it's become fragile, now it would roll on forever. When I say forever, because time is… the way it is playing out right now, the time, is only because of your physical body you have such an experience of time. This darshan, instead of being 40 minutes, suppose… no, this is not a good time to say this. Suppose you did not have a body. I will make you sit here for 4 million years. What is the problem, I'm asking? It would be about the same. 40 minutes, 4 million years or 40 million years would be the same thing for you. Because there is a body, time has become of certain relevance. This is the reason why when moment of death comes, people are always trying to create a peaceful, loving or joyful atmosphere for the person to pass, because if he lives in that condition, once again, as you have all noticed, on a certain day if you're depressed, one day feels like 10 years, another day if you're very joyful, one day feels like 10 minutes. So, we want to make sure the one who is departing lives in a pleasant condition so that he won't feel the length of time, he will not suffer that condition because it's just passing away like that. This dimension of life, when it has lost its physical body and its discerning mind, still has other aspects. How actively simply depends upon how much are you identified with your karmic substance. If you're strongly identified, it will continue to function even beyond the body. But if your identity is low, then it is very mild, which can easily be dealt with. What this means is, when you are identified with your karmic process, that means naturally life is longing to take on one more form. It is longing to take on one more form. You cannot intervene with that life, you just have to allow it, at the most guide it a little bit to take on a form that will be beneficial, but you cannot completely intervene with that life and end it or liberate it. So only that life whose identity with its own karmic substance is very minimal, that life you can intervene. So it's important what we are doing right now. Will you live fully consciously? You may not. But if you live in such a state that things have been minimized, your karma has been minimized, You're only working with the allotted karma. The accumulated karma or what is, the storehouse of karma or the warehouse of karma that you carry, that is not been handled yet. But that can be easily detached because you have no conscious identity with that. That can be taken away. Now, the karmic substance with which you have conscious identification right now, this is what I am, I like this, I don't like this, this is how you're establishing your identity with your karmic substance. If that is strong, you cannot simply intervene and break it. See, I did not make the policy for this life process, okay? Policy is made elsewhere. Intervention is a different dimension. This happened. A centipede, you know centipede with 100 legs? A centipede got gout. Massive problem. 100 knee joints hurting. Can you imagine? If you get gout, your ankle joint or your knee joint hurts, just two. Not so big. If you are a centipede, 100 problems. So he went for advice to the wise owl. An owl is a wise bird everywhere else in the world except in India. In India, ullu or gube means you're a dumb idiot. Everywhere else in the world, an owl is considered a wise bird. So this was not in India. So the centipede went to the owl and asked, I have this gout in all my 100 legs, what should I do? So the owl looked at him and advised, I think the best thing for you is to come as a creature. It's best you come as a mouse. You'll have only 4 problems. You'll still have gout, but you'll have only 4 problems. Now you have 100 problems, it'll become 4, you will feel wonderful. It's happened to you, isn't it? You had so many problems, you did in engineering, maybe half of them went away or maybe only 4 went away, I don't know what happened, or 96 went away, and you're feeling great. This does not mean everything is gone. Only what you have allowed is gone, you need to understand this. What you allow is what leaves you. What you hold on to stays with you. So, the centipede thought about it and thought it's a good idea. Then he asked, how do I become a mouse? The owl said, no, we only make policy here. Intervention, you have to look somewhere else. This is creation, it's only made the policy. Intervention, you have to come to it in a certain way. So karma or the karmic substance is such that without it you cannot exist. But if you're overly identified with it, every step you walk you will pick up more and more. It's just like your identity is like glue. Let's say you smeared yourself with glue and you walk on the street. In 10 minutes you would have collected so much. Now there is social distancing, so it's okay. Otherwise, you touch somebody, you shake hands, you can't let it go. You hug somebody, you're finished. Just imagine in 5 days' time, what will be your condition? Everything that you touch stuck to you. This is what karma is, this is what is happening to one's life. Why that exuberant child that you were, so joyful and wonderful, is simply because such a load. So all you have to do is don't try to shed the karma. The solvent is such that you take away the glue as much as possible. A few things still stick, but largely glue is gone. So even if it is there, it doesn't really stick hard. When the glue is really good, if we try to take it, skin will come off. Yes, if it's really stuck well, flesh will come off. If it is lightly stuck, we can, with little pain, we can take it off. If it is not at all stuck, very easily we can just put you under the shower. So you must be like that. By the time you die, whenever that is, you must become like this, that your glue has been taken away largely. If I just come and do like this, it must go away. Otherwise, we have to pull the skin and flesh. That's not good for you, that's not good for me. I don't like to torture anyone. So tomorrow at 7 o'clock in the evening, எல்லா தமிழ் மக்களுக்கு எல்லாமே நாளைக்கு 7 மணிக்கு ஒரு கால் எல்லா வாலண்டியர்ஸ்க்கு. நீங்கள் எல்லாம் இந்த கால் எடுக்கணும், உங்களுக்கு எல்லாமே வரும். நீங்கள் அப்படி உங்கள் நம்பர் டேட்டா பேஸில் இல்லைன்னா நாளைக்கு சாயந்தரத்துக்குள்ளே கொடுத்துடுங்க. நான் உங்கள் கூட பேசணுன்னு விரும்புகிறேன். At 7:30, we will have a call with all the volunteers, English-speaking volunteers across the world. Oh, why are you putting it here? Okay. Okay, this is not tomorrow. நாளைக்கு இல்லை, நாளான்னைக்கு 15ஆம் தேதி. Okay? New lockdown time. So, with all the English-speaking volunteers, on 15th, 7:30, 15th of April, 7:30 in the evening, India time, Indian Standard Time, we will have a call with all of you. If you think your number is not on the database of Isha, please make sure it is there. I just want to talk to you for 15-20 minutes. These are the kind of times where we need to speak. So, another 2 weeks for sure in Tamil Nadu and probably in most of the country, most parts of the country. Similar things happening in United States. Europe, of course, is partial, different nations are acting differently. But all of us should be ready for a certain amount of control on our lives, not for 2 weeks. We must be ready. Even if government relaxes the lockdown, I want you to understand, they are relaxing the lockdown because… not because it's 100% safe for you. If they lock down without end in sight, it is not good for the health of the nations. For that they're relaxing. To save the nation, they're relaxing, not because it's 100% safe for you. So you must continue to maintain a kind of personal lockdown on yourself, only absolutely essential things you do, continue the same level of alertness to ensure that you don't get infected. This you must continue. How long, we don't know, but definitely you must continue through the month of May, 100%. So. Yoga Yoga Yogeshwaraya Bhuta Bhuta Bhuteshwaraya Kala Kala Kaleshwaraya Shiva Shiva Sarveshwaraya Shambho Shambho Mahadev